What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another reaction video. So in this one I'm going to be checking out Elvis Presley, A Generous Art, and this one was requested, guys. It's like a mini documentary, and she said to check out the short version. Okay, guys, so I can't wait to see it. So let's jump into the video.
We were in Jackson, Mississippi, and he got word that a little boy in the hospital was dying, and that he wanted to see Elvis, and he couldn't make it to the show. He was too sick to get to the show, and so we loaded up in cars and we went to the hospital. And Elvis was wearing Elvis met this little boy and talked to him, and he was wearing a cross that was made of garnets. And he took it off and he gave it to this child. And it was a real touching moment, just an hour or so before the show.
When my wife was, 9 or 10, and her sister was maybe a couple of years older than that, they would go down to Graceland and in the hopes of seeing Elvis. And they would go down there almost every weekend, Saturday or Sunday, and many times he would actually come down to the gate and shake hands and talk to people, and he did it often. Sometimes he did it by himself. Wow. Sandra remembers one time he actually came down riding a horse and was talking to him, and that just made their day, you know, and it just, again, shows the type of person that he is, that he would do that.
When Elvis started getting that money in and started becoming, he wanted to share it. He was a sharing person. And his dad got in early confrontations with him about giving so much away. He would say, son, you know, we're pretty wealthy. Man, you're giving people houses. And you're giving guys on television you don't even know Cadillacs. And people walk off the street in a dealership, you buy them a Cadillac. And pretty soon the bank account is going to take a hit. And Elvis would say, look, Dad, he said, look, I enjoy giving stuff away to people. He said, that's how I get my enjoyment. He said, I can go out and do a tour. He said, I can do a tour in 6 weeks and make $2 million. He said, I'm not worried about money. He said, I want to make people happy.
Did you hear what he said? He said, Elvis said, that's how we get his joy. Like, you know, making people happy. Wow, I got goosebumps. I'm literally on the verge of tearing up, guys, hearing this. And, you know, this speaks for itself, like the type of person that Elvis was, like, you know, how generous he really was. I can see why you wanted me to check this video out, because it's really moving, really touching, you know. Aside from him being the beautiful person that he is, outside he also is inside, you know, and to see that his joy come from helping people, you know. He flew to see that child, that sick child, you know, minutes before his cancer. Like, wow, that to show, you know, the type of person that he is. Wow, I'm so touched, so touched.
For all of Elvis Presley's accomplishments, I think his greatest joy, other than Lisa Marie, was giving to others. He loved to see the smiles and the looks on people's faces when he gave them things. He really was a generous and kind man.
The true measure of a man's success is not what he achieves and acquires for himself in his lifetime, but what of himself he gives to others. Elvis Presley touched the lives of millions and millions of people the world over. With his music, his movies, and his live performances, Elvis brought joy to the hearts of people everywhere. And even today, over 3 decades after his untimely death, Elvis's music and his legacy continue to have a lasting and profound impact on music and popular culture around the world. And yet, for all Elvis's phenomenal success as an entertainer, perhaps the King's most endearing quality and the greatest of his legacies was his enormous generosity to others who were less fortunate than he was.
I always felt like he tried to give back to his fans more than he took from them. And whenever he gave a piece of jewelry away on the stage, when he take off a ring and hand it to a fan, it was just an act of love on his part. He just loved his fans, and they're what made him work, and why he worked so hard was his fans. He loved his fans.
We had a guy in a group named Richard Davis, who was kind of he'd been with Elvis, he'd been in the Memphis Mafia, he'd been Elvis' stand-in in a bunch of his movies, Memphis guy, was a record promoter, and he was down on his luck. And Elvis heard about it, and he sent for him. He said, "Richard, I hear you down on your luck." And holidays were approaching. He said, "Yeah, Elvis." Elvis gave him a brand new Cadillac convertible and $10,000 cash. He said, "Maybe this will help you out." And he said, "Thanks a lot, Elvis."
On March 25, 1961, Elvis performed a benefit concert at the Block Arena at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. This performance raised over $65,000 toward the building of the USS Arizona Memorial, which was completed the following year. This donation made Elvis Presley the single biggest individual donor to the Pearl Harbor Memorial. In 1970,
Wow, guys, wow. I'm just so in a way with it. Like, you only find like entertainers today like who would be so generous and who would donate to a good cause. You can hardly find it. You can count on your finger the amount who truly like give with a generous heart, or who want to do something for others without anything behind it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, having a motive for doing what they do. But to really hear this about Elvis, I can't love him anymore. Gosh, I love him so much. And then to hear the type of person that he really was, you know, how touching this is. I got goosebumps. Like, I'm literally just choking back these tears because he was such a beautiful, kind-hearted person. It's very touching, very, very touching.
At a concert in Asheville, North Carolina, Elvis went on stage wearing a huge opal and diamond ring on his finger. This ring was reportedly worth between $35,000 and $40,000. During the concert, Elvis saw a little girl in the front row who was sitting in a wheelchair. He took the ring off his finger and gave it to the little girl. There was no publicity about this, just the enormous satisfaction that Elvis got from seeing the look on the little girl's face. Elvis reportedly bought close to $700,000 worth of jewelry in the last 5 years of his life, most of which he gave away.
I was sitting by the stage, and he came over to me and he says, he leaned over and he says, "Where's your case?" And he's up there singing, you know, "Where's your case?" And I said, "It's right here." He said, "Set it up here." I set my case up on the stage, and he just got jewelry out of it, and he was giving it to people on the people on the front row and he was just giving away all this jewelry. The difference in Elvis and everyone else was that he obviously loved his fans. He was so honest. You just didn't doubt that he was pure as a driven snow. He was just a good person, and people knew that. His fans knew that.
Elvis's great spirit of generosity, giving, and compassion for those less fortunate than him lives on to this day. Former wife Priscilla Presley and daughter Lisa Marie Presley continue Elvis's philanthropy and honor his memory through the Elvis Presley Foundation. The foundation supports charities and community programs such as Presley Place, which provides homeless families up to 1 year of rent-free housing, child daycare, career and financial counseling, family management guidance, and other assistance to help people regain their independence and self-esteem. In 1983, the Elvis Presley Memorial Trauma Center was established at the Regional Medical Center in Memphis. It has served over 80,000 Level 1 trauma patients from a 6-state area. Indeed, there is no greater gift one person can give another in this world than to give of himself. And for all Elvis has given the world through his incredible body of work, his greatest legacy to his millions and millions of fans was his kindness and his generous heart.
He liked to see the enjoyment, because when a guy gives you a new Cadillac or gives you a house or gives you a free trip to Hawaii, you become elated, and that made him feel good. He didn't play golf, he didn't fish, he didn't hunt, all that stuff. And to give stuff away and make people happy, that's what he enjoyed.
You know I can be fine sitting home all alone. If you can't come around, at least please telephone. Don't be cruel.
I am so amazed. I'm like just leave speechless, like the generosity, and to know that he do it because that's what bring him joy. And then to find out that Lisa Maria and Priscilla continue that, and you know, with helping out people with his foundation and memorial, like that's just so wonderful, guys. Such a beautiful story. I am so glad I get to watch this. I didn't know about this clip before. I'm so glad, so glad that it was suggested, because I get to learn a lot more about Elvis, aside from the entertainer being on stage, you know, the type of person that he was, and you know, his generosity, and you know, what make him happy. And then the part that said that he on weekends, like when people come to visit his home, he would actually come out to greet them. You know, that says a lot. That says a whole lot about the person that he was. Alright, because you know, a lot of entertainers would be so stuck up on being the big star that they are, wouldn't want to like do something like that. But oh, not my Elvis. Wow, I'm just so moved, like through the whole documentary. I have goosebumps and I feel so touched. And you know, this is why I'm so drawn to it, and I love it, because I just know there was a kind spirited person he was. Wow, I could go on and on. Y'all know I love this man. Alright guys, wow, it's just so beautiful. I'm just trying to laugh, not to cry, because it's really touching to me. I love things like that. These things like this really move me, like, you know. Yeah, I'm just glad I get a chance to watch it. I'm gonna be checking out more of documentaries that have to do with Elvis, and I also want to watch the one that I see to Elvis and the Black community. I haven't checked that out yet, so I'll be sure to check that one out as well. Okay guys, thank you all for the suggestion. I've been enjoying this Elvis Friday. Alright, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe guys. I'll catch you on another reaction video.